Hi and welcome to AGB Art. In today's video, we're going to pour a vase. We're going to use a layered dirty cup to pour acrylic paint on a vase. If you enjoy the video, please press the thumbs up and subscribe. I picked up this glass vase at my local thrift store. They're usually about 50 cents or $1. I use rubbing alcohol and paper towels to clean the outside of the vase completely. This removes all of the oil from my fingerprints. Next, I take a paper plate and put a couple of solo cups on top. This is the dirty cup of paint. I've layered different colors within it. They were leftover paints for the most part. There is some Floetrol in them. Now I've stacked the vase on top of the cups, and I got some popsicle sticks to use later on. And I'm starting to pour the cup. This is a sped up video, so you're thinking I'm doing this really quickly, and I'm really not. But I'm doing circles, little tiny circles everywhere. And right now I'm thinking this looks really good. But there's not enough paint on the vase, so I keep pouring. And unfortunately, I'm going to lose that lovely blue. But you see the tiny circles? That's so the lines of the paint don't just drip down vertically and just make vertical stripes. I'm coming to a little bit of yellow in the cup and a darker green, but it really looks like the white and the green mixed together. So now I've got you down on table level, and I apologize because the video is a little rough. But you can see it's covered pretty well. There looks to be a lump right there. And I'm going to show you in a moment how to finish covering the neck of the vase. You'll just take a popsicle stick and basically you just tap it. You can pick up some paint in the bottom there and tap it, but you want to spend some time pulling those drips off. Oh, there's a big spot that's not covered. There you go. Just dip it in that paint and just tap. The top of the paint on the vase is going to continue dripping down for a couple of hours. But I'm always more comfortable making sure the vase is completely covered in paint before I leave it for the night. So I have some really good coverage here. And now I'm going to be dipping my stick on the vase to get the lumps off. But in a moment, I'm going to be using the stick to dip into the poured off paint and to create some designs on the vase. And really all I'm doing is dipping the stick in and dripping different colored paints. I'm still working on those drips. You want to remove the drips, otherwise they'll really pull the paint off quickly. And the drips will continue for maybe 10 or 15 minutes. There I've got a big blooper I'm fixing. And I just take some paint from the bottom and tap it, tap it. And it will level out. Now I'm taking some of the blue again and I'm just making a couple of diagonal lines. Remember, when your vase is standing up, most of what somebody is going to see is the neck of it and that first part. So you really want to make sure there's a little interest there. And I'm still working on adding some different lines. You could also use a paintbrush for this, but I just feel like I already have the popsicle sticks, so I just use them. And I keep adding a little bit of interest there because that's exactly where people are going to see the design. Now, it's normal for paint to drip and leave vertical stripes, but it's always a challenge for me to add some interest in the design. I'm going back to the original cup to see if there's anything dark in there I can pick up, but there's really not anything left. I used the whole thing. I'm still working on the drips, and I'm trying to pick up a little bit of blue in there maybe, but it's not really going to be that different. I've set up an area in my studio for the vase to dry. I'm going to be moving the vase over to this plate, and what I'll do is I'll put gloves on and just lift the entire cup up. And here it is. It's on this separate area. And I'm still getting drips, so I'm still wiping them. The paint will dry to touch probably in about 24 hours. Then I'll move it to a shelf. I don't plan to seal it with a spray varnish for at least a week or two. I want all the layers of paint to cure before I do any sealing. I'm still working on these drips. And I know I'll miss a few, but I can use my finger later and just rub, and it will flatten them. So I'm really checking over the design here. I like it. It's subtle. And of course, I love looking on the top, which is really the bottom of the vase, because it makes a really cool design. And I'm just showing you how it ended up. You can see that there isn't really a design in it. It's just very subtle. There's the top of it. It always looks like illuminated calligraphy to me. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. And if you did, please press the thumbs up and subscribe.